video tutorial. We're so glad you're here and thank you so much for watching. Before we get started, put your name down in the comments so we can greet you and say hello. My name is Sonja Chandler and I have a furniture and decor refinishing business here in Nashville, Tennessee called Socks On A Rooster. And it's located at Gaslamp Antiques on Powell Avenue in Nashville. So you can find a lot of Amy Howard products there if you're in the area. So today's video is going to be a tried and true finish that I use over and over again to make a piece readily available to use and also readily available to sell if you sell your furniture pieces. It's a neutral that fits into nearly every decor design, and it's simple and somewhat easy. You do not have to put a lot of thought into this, which I think is what we all need. It's much better if you have several pieces of furniture that are sitting waiting for a new finish, and there can be too much time spent trying to think about what finish do I do on this. It doesn't have to be elaborate. This finish I used for many years, repeatedly, the same finish, just to get my furniture pieces usable again and sellable. And it works wonderfully, I would say 100% of the time. So a lot of times I'll see on the help pages, social pages for furniture refinishing, the question I notice the most is, help me with ideas. I need to know what I need to do with this piece. And two things on that. One, I would not allow yourself to overthink it or think about it for too long. Make a decision and go ahead with that decision. And something that will take a little bit of the anxiety and thought out of that is going with this neutral finish and technique that I use so much of the time. And that is a one-step base paint in linen, and I do a Cerusing Wax over top. And what that's going to give it, it's going to give it dimension. It doesn't have any gold leafing on it. You can add that later if you'd like. But what this does is get your furniture pieces refinished and ready to use right away. So you can get many pieces done in a timely manner and get them, you can use them or you can resell them, and everybody loves this finish. It works in every decor. So I'm going to show you this very simple finish, and I'll get started here. Let me show you how.
Okay guys, this is a great finish, both in terms of being economical and simple, but it's also highly sellable if you do resell your pieces. And it's really desirable in your own home. It blends in with a lot of different backgrounds and interior design, and it's great. But here is just a painting tip that I use. I just get the underside, the very edge of my piece, because it helps when it's turned upright to not cast any shadows. But you do not have to paint the entire underpiece. I just do the very edge there, and it gives it a nice clean finish underneath, especially if you're selling it and they're loading it up in their vehicle. It kind of gives it a more tidy appearance underneath. But this is a great economical finish. Again, super simple, and it's just a base coat of one-step paint in linen. So I have cleaned my entire piece here, and I'm just getting my base coat of linen on. It looks like when I rescued this, somebody had decided to paint the top. So it had a painted tray top, and then the base was still in its natural color, but it had some damage to one of the legs, just surface damage, and I knew I wanted to cover that up. So I'm doing the entire thing base coated in one-step linen. And I did 2 coats of this, and it gives it a beautiful warm finish actually. And I'm going to do a whitewash over this. Now I sell every single one of the pieces done in this finish, and a lot of customers and even fellow workers will say, how do you get that look? What is on that? And what they're noticing is that it's not flat. They're noticing that there is dimension to to the piece, and they want to know how I do that. So this is exactly what you can do to get that dimension. And there are 3 ways to do it here. The original way that I always did it was just with water and 1-step paint. And I'll show you that. Another way you can do it is with your Cerusing Wax, which is a white wax. And then the last way is you can make a glaze with your contrasting color, which this color is Bauhaus Buff, which is more of a white, and it will make a contrast with your linen. So the most economical way, and this is the way I started my furniture business, guys, is I did this finish on everything. And mainly I did it because I wanted to get these pieces of furniture restored, working again, either for my own use, or I wanted to be able to resell them. And people love it. And you have to keep in mind that even if you paint a dozen pieces of furniture in this finish, not one person is going to buy all dozen of those pieces. So people are concerned, well, everything is cream. Well, not everybody will purchase all of those pieces, the same customer. Although I have had customers do, buy a couple of the pieces. But as you can see here, as you dip in down to your 1 part water, 1 part paint, 2 parts water, and you rub it over that linen, it creates a contrast. There is definition and dimension to that piece all of a sudden. Same with the Cerusing Wax, which is here. It's a little hard to see on the camera. You'll see it better in the close-up here soon. But when you take a bristle brush and you brush on that wax, it will create a contrast against that linen. And it's very, very subtle, but it makes a big difference. And lastly here, I'm doing 1 part glaze, 1 part Bauhaus Buff, and 1 part water. And it's the same technique. It's going to give a little bit different finish. You're going to have a more glazed look. But all of these create a more desirable piece. And every piece that I have done with this wash over a light color, so it's light on light, and you'll see here in a moment, it creates almost a piece that is glowing. It is not flat, it is not garish, and people notice. And if you look at the decorative details there, that whitewash will hit those high areas of detail, and it will make those immediately pop, and it gives your piece such a beautiful, elegant look. And so it's super simple. It can be done on many pieces quickly, and you can get a lot done in a short amount of time. I hope you guys liked this video today, and if you have any questions at all about application or how we did this whitewash over top, you can just ask in the comments, and I will be happy to answer those questions for you.